It was strong today at the point, as I wrestled my 32-foot wing into the 25-mile-an-hour winds. As I get close to the ridge, it was all I could do to keep the nose down. Then my glider starts to unbalance. I am like, counter and get this bird in the sky. Then I watched one of our ladies of the sky, hanggliding.org's Just Wanna Fly. She had pilots help her to the ridge, till she positioned herself on the base tube, then very gracefully launched into the sky. I tried to get videos of her flying. I was able to capture a few. She was the one flying her Falcon with a purple leading edge. The one with the white leading edge was Rob, flying Jeff O'Brien's older glider. As I was flying, I was thinking how fun our ladies of the sky are. Thanks to Sky High Woman, I now have the confidence to zip up. Thanks to the easy fine plastic golf balls I placed on my zip lines, she suggested. Upon landing, I had a talk with Just Wanna Fly, and asked her how she was able to launch so well and what method she used. She explained she used the base tube launch. I asked her to explain the technique. I am definitely going to try it the next time I fly. I notice that our ladies of the sky are quite hesitant to give advice. Can't I blame them with us cocky men? They do awesome when we ask. They pay good attention to detail when flying and offering advice. I watched Just Wanna Fly come in for landing. She had a great approach and flew through the gradient with skill. When the temptation is to push out to slow the glider's fall, she pulled in, and when close to the ground did a slight flare and ended up with a very graceful landing with no steps and right on target, so the other pilots could help her with her nose into the high winds. When I commented on her landing, she asked how could I have done it better, almost as if she felt my comments were to aid her instead of complimenting her. I had the opportunity to fly with her at Jedi here in Utah. She spent most of the time flying above Greg, Casey Ben, and myself. I followed her out to the LZ after a good 90-minute flight and watched her land. I came in right after, and her comment was, "How was my landing, and how could I have made it better?" As they were explaining how, I finally unbuckled myself from my glider, walked over to her and said, "The way you were flying, I think you should be telling us how we could have done it better. You were flying better than us, Liz. It was great sharing the air with you." I noticed on a video at McClure, Sky High Woman comes in for landing, and the first words out of the H4 pilot was, "How did I look?" Of course, with great respect, they all said, "Awesome, Carm." I love our ladies of the sky and how humble they are, even though they fly with much skill. I love High Fly OZ's article on women pilots and added some men. Probably because she knew only a few would listen. I couldn't believe how well she knew our thoughts and how us men think compared to women, and the thought processes we use to enter the sky. I could only think, what brilliance. I will probably still walk out into the 25-mile-an-hour winds with no aid because of my arrogance, while Just Wanna Fly will use aid, and she will always end up into the sky, and I will end up on top of my glider. Unless I take High Fly OZ's advice and act before it happens, instead of the testosterone way and act after it happens.